Throw my little mouse over here and bam. So what's up, guys? Justin R. Harris here. Welcome back. Business scenarios based off the Daily Drucker, Peter F. Drucker. 366 days of business innovative thinking. This is the playlist. This is episode 270. Quite a few videos here. There'll be a total of 366. 367 counting the introductory video at the beginning of this entire playlist. But the goal here is that you have a live feed of the book applied to today, according to today. Does that make sense? Because today for you will be days later that you have watched this for some people, and for others you saw at the moment, right? So you were in the moment. However, this is a timeless type of learning curve, if you will, because it's business. Business is continuously innovative, and the book is about innovative thinking, although it was written almost 18 years ago, 19 years ago. Now it's something that is very applicable, right? Still to this day. So with this one, I want to read this to you because he gets into quite a bit where he talks about society, community, and family, putting it all together with business. And like in the previous episode from this one, I think it was 269, where I explained that, listen, you bring a business to a community, and at the same time, the community has to accept your business. Now let's take that a step further, and I'm going to read you exactly what he explains here. And it goes something like this. He goes, society, community, and family are all conserving institutions. They try to maintain stability to prevent or at least to slow change, right? So you've seen in some cities where they're just not real progressive thinkers, in a sense that they don't want to see too much change. Maybe the buildings, the skyscrapers, the highest they want to see that community become is 4 floors, right? They just don't want towers developing in their cities, and then they want to keep the roads 2 lanes instead of 4-lane roads and things like that, or 6-lane roads, 3 and 3, right? So because that's the increase in traffic and so forth. But you can't have one without the other if you want the city to grow up monetarily when it comes to the budget that it needs to sustain the community. Because you know what, at the end of the day, no matter what, people will have babies, you will need more jobs, you will need more places to stay. Therefore, the community has to grow. So these things all come together. So you have to be forward thinking in that sense. You're not going to just keep a small community just for the sake of keeping a small community, unless what are you going to do? Kick families out because they're having babies? I'm sorry, your household has too many kids, you have to move out of our city, right? That's just kind of inhumane in a sense. So let's go further. He goes, and yet we also know that theories, values, and all the artifacts of human minds do age and rigidify, becoming obsolete and becoming afflictions. This is interesting what he gets into. Yet revolutions, every generation, as was recommended by Thomas Jefferson, are not the solution. He's really going in. He's getting very philosophical here, right? So when you're reading the Daily Drucker, go with an open mind because he covers many concepts that he applies with business. I mean, he puts in faith at some points, right, for those who are more religious based. And then he gets into a lot of innovative business thinking that is more logical and less emotional. And then he does apply emotion with some facts where, like in this instance, where we're talking about communities and families, and unfortunately, you can't have those kind of conversations without applying emotion, right? So that definitely gets into it. He says, we know that revolution is not achievement and the new dawn. It results from the senile decay, from the bankruptcy of ideas and institutions, from a failure of self renewal. The only way in which an institution, whether a government, a university, a business, a labor union, an army, or military, can maintain continuity, we talked about continuity, is by building systematic, organize innovation into its very structure. Institutions, systems, policies eventually outlive themselves, as do products, processes, and services. He says they accomplish their objectives. Innovation and entrepreneurship are thus needed in society as much as in the economy, in public service institutions as much as in business. The modern organization must be a destabilizer. It must be organized for innovation. Action point. So remember, we have an action point at the end of all of this. What makes this book so epic? He says, when is the last time you created or helped create a new product or service? Were you just copying a competitor, or did you actually hatch a fresh idea? Try again, right? So if you see the way he is, he's very profound with the way he explains things. And because of that, it allows him to be the person he is, this innovative thinker. And what he's sharing with you is the ability to continue to think outside of your comfort zone, to break that mold and be a forward, innovative thinker. This is exactly what Peter Drucker is trying to achieve here. Break the mold of your current way of thinking. Step outside of that mold. It's very, very difficult to do, but then accept and be open-minded enough to achieve new ideas, new forward thinking, new thoughts that allow the innovation to just pour all over you. This is what you want. This is how you will get out of your comfort zone and achieve new steps in life.